progression. छोड़ो वो पेजेस जो कंफ्यूज करे, हर सवाल का जवाब यहाँ पर है। अब सपनों के रास्ते और सामने, उम्मीद के नए आसमान हुए, चमके जो सितारे तुम्हारी किताबों में, नई सुबह शुरू अब तुम्हारे सपनों में। सिया के साथ सफर है सुहाना, दुनिया की हर राह लगे नजर आना। क्या है ये लास्ट मिनट का टेंशन, रिविजन के साथ में भी सॉल्यूशन। रुको जरा ले लो ये डायरेक्शन, सिया के साथ बढ़े प्रोग्रेशन।
Hello students, welcome to SIA Digital Classes. I'm Hashim Ali Khan. The SIA platform will provide excellent subject content for different subjects like BCom, BA, BSc, BBA, MBA. Apart from that, engineering, pharmacy, so many courses we are helping the students for more than 4 decades by providing excellent materials so that the students can write excellently in the examination and get excellent results and can achieve their career goals. So I'm Hashim Ali Khan here on live for the subject cost accounting. The examination is tomorrow, the 19th November. So just a few hours before examination, I want to take a revision class so that the students can get a lot of confidence and fearlessly they can write tomorrow's exam. So in this video, in this live class, I'm going to explain the pattern of the question paper, strategy to be adopted, what are the important problems and important questions I'm going to explain. So be connected till the end of this live class so that you can be more confident in tomorrow's exam. And my suggestion to my dear viewers, dear students, always keep a notebook, calculator, pen ready. So that whenever I say some important points, immediately you write it down. That is the main purpose, to help the students. I'm here. So let's begin today's live class on cost accounting. So examination is on 19th. Marks structure. You know, there are two sections, that is section A, section B. First of all, total marks, 100 marks question paper, out of which 80 marks is the external and 20 marks internal, already over. Now we will focus only on external exam, 80 marks. So passing marks is 40%, that comes to 32 marks. But you should not focus only on getting minimum. Remember, you want the maximum marks out of 80. All right, now part A. Two parts are there. The first part, short questions. 8 short questions will be given, out of which you have to attempt 4. Out of 8 questions, you have to attempt 5, sorry. And each question carries 4 marks. And in this part A section, the 8 questions are completely unpredictable. They may ask you from any of the 5 units of your subject. So I'm not focusing much on this because it is not predicted. We cannot say from which unit, which chapter you may get a question. And remember, out of 8 questions, sometimes 3 problems, 5 theory question may be given. Sometimes 5 problems, 3. There is completely uncertainty on this section. So be thorough not only on the problems but also on theoretical part. Remember, many students will underestimate the theory. Remember, you have to write the theory. For that purpose, I suggest you always be connected with SIA, because on SIA digital classes, we are providing the material. Apart from that, we are having SIA physical books also. So always watch the video as well as the books for getting the complete command on theory subject also. Now, part B, it consists of 60 marks. In this 60, for this 60 marks, 5 questions are there. That is from 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. But internal choice is there, 9A or B. Internal choice within one unit. So a student can attempt either A or B. Similarly, 10th question A or B. Like that internal choice we will have. Each question carries 12 marks. The 12 into 5, 60 marks. Now, in this part B, what we will get? We may get a theory and also we may get a problem. I'll explain you in detail which unit you may get only theory and which unit you may get problem and theory. I'll try my maximum to help the students in getting the command on these topics. I'll explain the important problems also. Now, according to my knowledge, according to my experience, and according to the research which we have done, I have ranked all the units, which is the simple unit and which is the complicated units. So, from examination point of view, I suggest to the students that introduction is the first simple chapter. Only theoretical part is there, no problems at all. And what are the important questions? I'll tell you here. Apart from that, don't think that whatever I'm telling that only you should read. No. Apart from that, you visit the SIA app and also the SIA textbooks to get the answers for other questions on unit number 1, that is introduction to cost accounting. Then second rank I have given for material, because material is also very important chapter and easily you can understand the problems on material by FIFO, LIFO, or weighted average, or EOQ, or stock levels. All these things I'm going to explain. Then third rank I have given for unit and job costing. In this unit, you may get problem or also theory, but theory chances are less, problem you may get. So how to prepare the cost sheet? What is prime cost, works cost, cost of production, selling price? All these things I'm going to explain in unit number 4, that is unit on job costing. The fourth ranking I have given for contract and process costing, very important topic. I'm going to explain the problems on contract costing as well as process costing. The last unit is labor and overheads. So if you follow this pattern, definitely you will be more confident on the subject. Now, first chapter, unit number 1, completely theoretical unit where you have to understand what is the meaning of the term cost accounting, what are the objectives of cost accounting, what is the scope of cost accounting, what are the advantages and limitations of cost accounting. So here, 100% chance you will get both theory questions because there are no problems at all. So in order to attempt the question 9A or B, be thorough about the theoretical questions. So the example of the questions or important questions which we have analyzed the past question papers, and we have seen these questions are repeatedly asked in examination. That's why I have taken define essentials of a good costing system, and define what do you mean by methods of costing, various methods of costing. Then discuss the difference between cost accounting and financial accounting. Now, few tips I want to give how to write the theory question. If it is asking you to explain, you can explain in your own words in paragraph. But if it is asking you to write the features, or if it is asking you to write the advantages or disadvantages, you should write in points form, in side heading form. Then only you can be able to get the marks. Don't in paragraph you should write the features, right? Then here, presentation of the theory question. Here I am showing you how to write the theory question. If it is asking you the features, explain the essentials of cost accounting. What are the essentials? We will write it in points like this. Design as per business needs. Our costing should be according to the business needs. Simplicity, clarity, flexibility, like these points you should write in examination. Second question, define cost accounting, explain objectives and scope. So meaning, first of all, you should write the meaning in one paragraph. Then objectives, the objectives you should write in points. Scope you should write in points. All these things you can get in the SIA material or SIA app. So always try to write in points regarding the objectives and this one. I'm not explaining in detail, only side heading. I'm explaining only the side heading. In examination, you should write the side heading first. Remember, whenever features, advantages, scope, limitations, if this is asked. If it is asking to explain, give in paragraph. Similarly, what do you mean by methods of costing? Different methods are there: job costing, contract costing, batch costing, process costing, unit and output costing, operating costing. Like this side heading you should take, and you have to elaborate. Like, what is job costing? It's a costing for a job, where every job is a unique job, different job. So we should write some lines about cost accounting. So in side heading form, you should write on this. Next, difference between cost accounting and financial accounting. Both the accountings have different objectives. The cost accounting is concerned with ascertainment of cost, control of cost, whereas financial accounting is concerned with preparing the financial statements. So objectives, reports, everything will be different here. To determine the cost of production, there it is to record the business transaction in order to prepare the financial statements. I'm briefly explaining because the time constraint is there. I cannot explain in detail. Just I'm showing what type of questions may be asked. Four questions I have explained here. But apart from that, any other questions may also you may get. So I suggest you to go for the SIA material, either in the app or in the book. Always be thorough. So this is the end of unit number 1. Only theory, no problems. Now I am coming to the next unit, that is unit number 2, material. Very important unit. Now focus here. 10A or B, 9A or B, unit 1, or 10A or B, material. So either A or B, any one you have to attempt. 12 marks question. So what are the chances? 30 to 40% chance you may get one theory, one problem. But 80 to 90% chance you may get both problems. This we have analyzed the previous year question papers and found that this is the pattern of questions which may be asked in examination. Now theory. If theory is asked, the theory question may be like, write about the centralized and decentralized purchasing of material. So two methods are there: centralized, decentralized. What is centralized purchasing? What is decentralized? All these things you can get in the SIA material. Then secondly, explain the procedure of purchasing the material. What are the stages applied? What are the steps applied in purchasing of material? Now, presentation of theory questions. Just now I have shown 2 questions I have selected according to previous year papers. This type of questions may be asked. Example, write about the centralized, decentralized. Centralized purchasing, first of all, what do you mean? All purchasing will be done at one place. Then write meaning and concept. In 2-3 sentences, you must write the meaning. Write meaning and concept, difference between centralized and decentralized. These theory questions you will get in the app and in the books. So be thorough about this. Next is explain the procedure of purchasing. Different steps are there. First, receipt of purchase requisition. That means we should make a purchase requisition. We should make a receipt of purchase requisition. Selection of suppliers. Then inviting comparing condition. These are the steps involved while purchasing the material. So these 2 questions, sample I have given. And important, these 2 questions, which we have taken from the past examinations. But remember, these are not the only 2. Apart from that, some more questions are also given in the material. Go through it. But you may get full marks in problems compared to theory. If you are unable to solve the problem, then only I suggest you to go for theory. Otherwise, always prefer to do the problem. Problems are very simple. I'll explain you one problem. So here, the different types of problems are stores ledger. by following FIFO method, LIFO method, weighted average method, simple average method, EOQ, economic ordering quantity, and stock levels, maximum level, minimum level, reorder level. These are the 4 types of problems you may have in this material. 5 types. So, one more thing, economic ordering quantity. It's simple formula, EOQ is equal to 2CO by I under root. In short questions, very rarely they have asked, but long questions so far they have not asked, but still, just have a glance how to calculate EOQ, economic ordering quantity. And stock levels, we will have the formula, we will have the problem. I'll do it here. Now, problem number 1. So, with full concentration, I'm expecting that my students are watching and understanding the concept. Now, see here. One problem I'm going to explain regarding FIFO, LIFO, and weighted average. Record the following transaction in the store's ledger, pricing the material issued according to FIFO, LIFO, weighted average. First in, first out, last in, first out, and weighted average. So here the problem goes like this. Opening balance on 1st Jan is 100 units at 10 rupees per unit. This is the opening balance at the beginning of the year, right? Now, purchases made during the year is date October 15, purchase order number 5, 40 units, 11 rupees. We are not concerned with purchase order, it is only information to be written. That's it, nothing else. For calculations, it is not important. Now, 40 units purchase 11, November 25, 60 units 12, December 25, 50 units 10. These are the different purchases during the year. And during the year, what are the issues? October 20th, 80 units have been issued. Then November 10th, 30 units, and December 10th, 40 units. We are not concerned with requisition note number. If it is given in the problem, just make one column and write it down the numbers, whatever is given. Even if you do not write also, you will get full marks. That is not compulsory. Okay. This question was asked in May, June 2024. Recent examination they have asked. So if you watch this video with full concentration, you can be able to understand how to make the store's ledger control using FIFO, LIFO, and weighted average. How the answer will be. Now I'm going to explain. See carefully here. Store's ledger under FIFO method. So what are the columns you have to make? See here. This is the complete table. 3 broad columns you are going to make: receipts, issues, and balance. 3 broad columns. Now you are making sub-columns. Sub-columns. 3 sub-columns are quantity, rate, amount for receipts. Then again quantity, rate, amount in issues. Then balance, rate, amount. Right? Actually, here it is the quantity, rate, amount. This is the quantity. This is the rate. This is the amount. That's it. Isn't it? So, 3 sub-columns in each broad column. Here, details column, date column. Remember the format. Just if you want the perfect knowledge in the notebook, you just make the drawing of this table. Right? Now, which method we are following here? FIFO method. First in, first out. See carefully. First thing, January 1st opening balance. You should write January 1st opening balance. Don't take anything in receipts and issues. It is the opening balance, so only in the balance column. How many units are there? Opening balance 100 units, 10 rupees. Here 100 units and 10 rupees. It comes to 1000. That is the opening balance. Now receipts, purchases. Date wise you should take. Don't take all purchases first and all issues next. Don't. You have to follow the dates. The first transaction date is October 15th. Right? So we'll take October 15th purchase. See here how many units we have purchased here. 40 units at 11 rupees. So here 40 units, 11 rupees, 440. Right? So now 2 transactions. First to opening balance, then receipts. What I am doing is, these 2 transactions are there. Now, this is the balance we are having. 100 units which is in the opening balance. And 40 units we have just now purchased at 11 rupees. So we are having two lots in our balance. One old lot, one new lot. The old lot 100 units, the new lot 40 units. So total we should write. And after every transaction, draw a line. It will be better for you. You can understand. Then after October 15th, don't go for November 25th. Because October 20th, there is a transaction. There is a transaction of issue. So how many units are issued? 80 units are issued. So here you should write October 20th issue. Issue column. In the issue column, 80 units. Which method we are following? FIFO method. First in, first out. So we have two lots, 100 and 40, which is the old one, 100. So out of this 180 units we are issuing at 10 rupees each. So 800. So out of this two stock, जो पुराना स्टॉक है उसको पहले इश्यू करेंगे, राइट? सो 100 में से 80 इश्यू कर दिए. So remaining 100 minus 80, 20 units will remain. And second lot of 40 units will be as it is. We have not touched. So these are the balances after making issue of 80 units. After issue 80 units, 20 units remaining from 100 and 40 as it is. So these are the balances. On which date? October 20th. Now after October 20th, the next date is November 10th. Here it is November 25. So here November 10th. One more issue is there on November 10th. How many units? You can see here. October 10th, number of units are 30. So again, November 10th, issue. 20 units we are issuing. Now see here. First in, first out. जो पहले है उसको पहले issue करेंगे. So here 20 units are there. This 20 units we are issuing at 10 rupees. It comes to 200. Now balance will be only 40 units. Only the second one, 40 units will remain. No, just a minute. 30 units are there. Sorry. Again, make a correction. Total 30 units we have to issue. Out of 30 units, we are issuing this 20 first and 10 units from 40. So these 20 units are completely exhausted. Out of 40 units, 10 units we have issued. 10 units we have issued at 11 rupees. So ये 20 already चला गया और ये 40 में से 10 units we have issued. So remaining how much? 30 units. So this 30 units will remain. 30 units will remain. 20 units we have issued. Out of 40, 10 units we have issued. Remaining 30 units, 11 rupees 330. Which date is over? November 10th is over. Now I am coming to November 25th. There is a purchase of 60 units, 12 rupees. Now see here, November 25th purchase, 60 units, 12 rupees. It comes to 720. It comes to 720, right? Now what is the balance? First of all, from the previous one, 30 units, 11 rupees, 330 as it is. Now we have purchased 60 units, 12 rupees, 720. So here, these are the two lots we are having now. After the transaction of November 25th. So after November 25th, we have December 10th. Date-wise, we are going. So December 10th, 40 units. See here, December 10th, issue 40 units. Now the question will arise, from which lot we have to issue 40 units? First of all, the old lot. पुराना जो 30 units है, that we will issue first. 11 rupees 330. अभी 10 units चाहिए. This 10 units will issue from 60. From 60, 10 units will issue. 12 rupees 120. Now see, this 30 is exhausted. 30 is exhausted. Out of 60, 10 units we have issued. So remaining 50 units. Remaining 50 units are there. This is the balance remaining after December 10th. Now last transaction is December 25th. December 25th is the last transaction, purchase of 50 units. So December 25th, purchase of 50 units at 10 rupees. Here it is given 50 units, 10 rupees, 500. Right? Now the balance. Old balance was 50 units, 12 rupees, 600. And the new purchase are 50 units, 10 rupees, 500. That's all. So here These are the two lots. These are the two lots. Now see carefully. 31st December is our closing date. And 31st December we have the balance of 50 plus 50, 100 units. 100 units. And 600 plus 500, 1100. So at the end of the year, we have 100 units and 1100 rupees. That's all. I have explained in detail how to prepare stores ledger according to FIFO method. The same procedure is there for LIFO, last in first out. In that case, first in first out. जो माल पहले रिसीव करे उसको पहले इश्यू करेंगे FIFO, एंड LIFO में जो माल लास्ट में आया है उसको पहले इश्यू करेंगे. That is the point you have to remember. Now, second, now see, stores ledger under LIFO method. Exactly same. Same columns. In receipts, 3 columns. In issues, 3 columns. Balance, 3 columns. Then details and date. Opening balance. January 1st, opening balance is 100 units at 10 rupees. Here in the problem it is given. Opening balance. 100 units, 10 rupees, 1000. Opening balance. Now purchases. October 15th, 40, 11. October 15, 40 purchase, 11 rupees, 440. Now, 2 lots we have. Which are the 2 lots? See, the 2 lots are old lot 100 units, 10 rupees, 1000. The new lot purchased is 40 units, 11 rupees, 440. These 2 lots we have. Now, after this, October 15th के बाद, October 20th, 80 units are issued. 80 units are issued. So issued 80. Now we are following last in first out method. Last in first out. The last lot जो था 40 units का था. ये 40 units 11 rupees and 440 we have issued. Out of this 100, 40 units are issued at 10. So these two are the issues. So out of this 100, 40 units are issued. So 60 units are remaining, 100 units, 60 units, 600. Now November 10th. November 10th there is a purchase, there is issue of 30. November 10th issue of 30. 30 we will issue from 60 units at 10 rupees. So 300. Now 60 minus 30 is 30, 10. That's all. So this is the end of this November 10th. November 25th, there is purchase of 60-12. November 25. 60-12, 720. Now 2 lots we have. Now we have 2 lots. Old lot 30-10, 300. New lot 60-12, 720. This is the balance. Now December 10th. December 10th, 40 units are issued. Now from which lot we will issue 40 units? From the 60. Because last in first out of 12 rupees, 480. Old lot 30 will remain same. 60 minus 40 is 20. Right? So this is the balance. Now December 25th, there is an issue of, there is purchase of 50 units. 50 units, 10 rupees and 500. Now balance is this 30, 20 plus 50. So the old balance was 10, 12 and now 10. 10, 12, 10. The total is 100 units and 1040. This is the closing balance according to LIFO method, last in first out method, right? Now the last and final method, that is stores ledger under weighted average. So remember carefully, here it's a little bit different. Same columns are there. Now opening balance 100 units, 10 rupees, 1000. Same. Second, purchase. Purchased are how much? 40 units, 11 rupees. 40 units, 11 rupees, 440. Now what we will do in store in a weighted average method, combine the quantity and combine the amount. What is the quantity here? 100. How much quantity we have purchased? 40. So 100 plus 40, 140. And the amount was 1000. 1000 plus 40, 1440. So add up the quantity and add up the amounts. Now divide 1440 divided by 140. You will get 10.29. That is called weighted average price. Weighted average price. Total amount divided by total quantity. Next comes issue. 20th October there is issue of 80 units. So 80 units we are issuing. At what rate? At the weighted average price 10.89. So 80 into 10.89, 823. Out of 140, 80 units are issued. So 60 will remain, right? So here 1440 minus 823.2, you will get this amount, 670, right? Then after that we have November 10th. November 10th there is issue of 30. November 10th issue of 30. Same from the previous lot. 30 units we are issuing, 10.278. This is that. Now subtract 617 minus 308.4. We'll get 308.6. That is the difference. In FIFO and LIFO, we are keeping each lot separate. But in weighted average method, we are not keeping separate, we are adding, we are clubbing. We are making a total of quantity and total of amount. Like this, you have to proceed. Then finally, the closing balance is 100 units, 1071.4 per unit, 10.7. That's all. This is the complete problem on FIFO, LIFO, and weighted average. Right? Now, one more problem on this material I'm going to explain. So, after watching this live class, if you just go through the material, definitely you will get a good command. Confidently, you can write in examination. Inventory or stock level method. Here we have formulas. Reordering level, maximum level, minimum level, average stock level. The problem goes like this. A company uses raw material A for the product for which the following information is available. Reorder quantity 10,000 kilogram. Usage per unit of product 10 kilogram. एक यूनिट बनाने के लिए 10 किलोग्राम मटेरियल चाहिए. Delivery period in weeks, minimum 1 week, average 2 weeks, maximum 3 weeks. Then weekly production varies from 175 to 225 units, averaging 200 units. That means minimum usage, minimum production is 175. Maximum production is 225 units. And the average production is 200 units. You are required to calculate reorder level, maximum stock level, minimum stock level, average stock level. This was the problem asked in March 2025, recent examination. So this type of problem you may get. I'm explaining here. After watching this, go through the material, CR publications material, you will get the complete different type of problems. Right? Solution. First of all, we want reorder level. Write it down the formula. I already told you to keep a notebook, pen ready, calculator ready. The formula maximum usage per week into maximum delivery period. Very important formula. Without reordering level, we cannot calculate maximum stock level, we cannot calculate minimum stock level. It depends on reordering level. Calculation of maximum usage. What is the maximum number of units? 225 units. And each unit require how much kilogram of material? 10 kilogram. Just now it is given. So 225 into 10, you will get 2,250 kilograms. That's the maximum usage. Reorder level is maximum usage 2,250 into maximum reorder period is 3. Here it is given maximum reorder period is 3 weeks. So 2,250 into 3, 6,750 kilogram. That is the reorder level. What is the formula? Maximum usage into maximum reorder period. Right? Now I am moving on to next. Minimum stock level. Minimum stock level. So this class you are watching on live. But after the session, you can watch this complete class on SIA LMR YouTube channel. So always this video will be ready. Even if you miss afterwards, you can watch on LMR also. Now, minimum stock level. The formula is reorder level minus normal usage into average delivery period or normal delivery period. Right? So, normal usage. First of all, average production 200 units. In the problem, it is given average production is 200 units. It is given here, right? So each unit requires how much kilogram? 10 kilogram. So 200 into 10, 2000 kilogram is the normal usage. And average delivery period is 2 weeks. That is given here in the problem. You can see average period is 2 weeks. So here 2000, here 2000 weeks. So 6,750 is the reorder level. Just now we have calculated. Minus. Then normal usage. Normal usage is 2000 kilogram into normal period is 2. So 4,000. 6,750 minus 4,000, you will get 2,750 kilogram. That is the minimum stock level. So I have explained you about the reordering level and also about the minimum stock level. The next formula is regarding maximum stock level. The maximum stock level formula is reorder level minus minimum usage into minimum reorder period, then plus reorder quantity. तो यहाँ पर reorder quantity को बाद में add करेंगे. Reorder quantity is required only in maximum level. In minimum level, we don't require reorder quantity. Remember, point to be noted. Now, minimum usage. The minimum usage given in the problem is how much minimum usage? 175 units. And each unit required 10 kilogram. So 175 into 10, 1750 is the minimum usage. And minimum reorder period is 1 week. Here in the problem it is given minimum reorder period is 1 week. So multiply 1750 into 1 is 1750. So 6750 minus 1750 plus 10,000. What is this 10,000? Reorder quantity that is given in the problem, in the first line. Now, ultimately, your final answer is 15,000 kilogram. That is the maximum stock level. I explained you about the reordering level, minimum stock level, maximum stock level. The last level is average stock level. The formula is very simple. Minimum stock level plus half of reorder quantity. Remember, the problem is very simple. Only 4 formulas you have to remember, right? So here, minimum stock level, just now we have calculated 2,750 kilogram plus half of reorder quantity. Reorder quantity is given 10,000 kilogram. So half of 10,000 is 5,000. So average stock level comes to 7,750 kilogram. That's all. Come on, give in the comment how you are benefiting from this lecture. So 2 units I have completed, explaining the introduction and explaining about the material. Now I'm moving on to the next unit, that is unit number 4. According to simplicity, complexity, I have given the ranking. So unit number 4 is comparatively simple. That's why I'm going to explain you about unit number 4. The topic is unit and output costing. 12A or B? 12A or B? So what is the pattern here? Theory, one problem, 50-50 chance. 50% chance you may get one theory, one problem. But 80 to 90% chance you may get both the problems. So expected. Always I suggest to my dear students, be prepared for problems. If you're unable to do the problem, then only you depend on theory. Because you can get maximum marks in problems. Right? And problems are not so difficult. Now, what type of theory questions will be asked? Define job costing and write a note on job cost sheet. Define job costing, explain the various objectives of job costing. Or define job costing and differentiate between contract costing. Very many similarities are there between job and contract costing, but differences are also there. Small job is there, job costing. If the job is very large, contract costing, which goes into number of years. Now, how to present the theory answer? I'm going to explain you here. Define job costing. Job costing is also one of the method of costing where the job is a unique job. Every job is a unique job. That definition you have to write in 2-3 sentences. Then meaning of job, cost sheet. Cost sheet is a statement of cost prepared for every job. So separate cost sheet will be there for every job. So what is the procedure of preparing cost sheet here? Receiving an inquiry, estimation, all these steps you have to write. Components of job cost, utility of job cost sheet. These are the topics you just go through from the material of SIA, LMR and also from SIA textbooks. So much of material is given regarding this. Then second type of question from this topic is define job costing, explain the various objectives. Definition meaning you give in 2-3 sentences in paragraph. Whereas when it is asking you the objectives, better you write in points, side heading you write down, and 1 or 2 lines you elaborate. Like first to ascertain the total cost for each job, we are making job cost sheet to ascertain the total cost for each job, to determine the profit or loss on each job. These are the different objectives. Next question, define job costing and differentiate between job and contract costing. The two methods are completely different, but some similarities are also there. Job is small, job costing. Job is large, contract costing, which goes into number of years. Like these differences. So detail, you go to the material and study. But remember, these three are important questions because from the past previous year, how they are asking, we have analyzed and taken. Apart from that, other questions, if it is there in the material, go through it, that will be better. Now, problems. Unit number 4. First of all, job cost sheet. Mr. Raju furnishes the following data relating to the manufacture of standard product for the month of May 2019. Some information is given regarding a job. First of all, raw material consumed 30 units. Direct labor charges 18,000. Machine hours 900. Machine hour rate 5 rupees. Administrative overhead 20% on works cost. Selling overhead 1 rupee per unit. Units produced 17,100. Units sold 16,000 at 8 rupees per unit. Complete data is given regarding this job. We have to prepare a job cost sheet. You are required to prepare a cost sheet for the above showing cost per unit, profit per unit sold, and profit for the period. This was asked in June 2024. See here. Now I am explaining how to make the job cost sheet. See, this is the job cost sheet. Two columns at the extreme right hand side, that is total amount and cost per unit. In the problem specifically, it is asking you to make cost per unit. That's why we are writing. Otherwise, if it is not asking, only total amount is enough. Now see here. Direct material consumed. In the problem, it is given 30,000. But how to calculate per unit? How many units are produced? Here it is given number of units produced. How many units? 17,100. 17,100 units are produced and 30,000. So 30,000 divided by 17,100, you will get 1.75 per unit. Similarly, direct wages, labor charges are given 18,000. Divided by 17,100, number of units produced, you get 1.05. Right? Now, remember prime cost. In short bit also, it may ask you an examination 4 marks short question. What is prime cost? The direct material, direct labor, and direct expenses combined together constitutes prime cost. We don't have direct expenses. So only material and labor combined together consist of prime cost. Then total 1.75 plus 1.05, 2.80. That's it. Secondly, factory overhead. In factory overhead, the direct factory expenses will take. Here, what is given? Machine hours worked. It is given in the problem machine hours worked are 900 and machine hour rate is 5 rupees. 1 घंटा मशीन चला तो 5 रुपये, तो 900 into 5, 4,500. So 4,500 is the machine hours. Then add up 48,000 plus 4,500, you will get 52,500. This is called works cost. What is works cost? Prime cost plus factory overhead. Write it down in your notebook so that you can remember. Prime cost plus factory overhead is equal to works cost. Now divided by 17,100. 52,500 divided by 17,100, you will get 3.06. That's all. So prime cost over works cost over now administrative overhead. Here in the problem, it is given administrative overhead are 20% on works cost. So here administrative overhead 20% of works cost. What is the works cost? 52,500. 52,500 into 20%, you will get 10,500. Now add up. The works cost 52,500, administrative overhead 10,500, total 63,000 is the cost of production. Cost of production we got. Now less closing inventory, closing stock. By seeing the problem, you can see here number of units produced to 17,100 and number of units sold is 16,000. 17,100 17,100 यूनिट्स बनाए और 16,000 यूनिट्स बेच दिए, तो माइनस 17,100 माइनस 16,000, 1,100. 1,100 units are in stock. So what is the cost of production per unit? Here 63,000 is the cost of production. Per unit is 3.67. एक यूनिट बनाने के लिए 3.67. How many units are remaining? 1100 units are remaining. So 1100 into 3.67, we will get 4037. 4037 is the closing stock. Subtract. That's why I'm putting in the bracket. Opening stock will be added, closing stock will be subtracted. We don't have opening stock. We have only closing stock. So subtract. So from 63,000 minus 4037, you will get 58,963. So 58,963 is called cost of goods sold. It is the cost of goods sold, right? Now the same cost per unit we should take 3.67, right? Now add selling overhead. So what is there in the cost sheet? Prime cost, material, labor, prime cost. Add factory overhead, you will get works cost. Add administrative overhead, you will get cost of production. To cost of production, we add opening inventory minus closing stock. So here closing stock is there, subtract. We'll get cost of goods sold. Then we add selling overhead. How much is the selling overhead? 1 rupee per unit sold. How many units are sold? 16,000. 16,000 into 1 rupee is 16,000 rupees. 1 rupee is the per unit. Now add up. 58,963 plus 16,000. 74,963 is the total cost. Total cost. Now add up 3.67 plus 1. 4.67 is the total cost. Now selling price is given. The number of units sold are 16,000 at 8 rupees. So 16,000 into 8, you will get 1,28,000. 1,28,000 is the total sales. And the selling price is 8 rupees. Right? So sales minus total cost, you will get the profit. Sales 1,28,000, total cost 74,963. Minus kar do, 53,037 is the profit. Now subtract 8 minus 4.67, you will get 3.33. But if you divide 53,037 divided by 16,000, you get 3.31. Small difference due to rounding of error. You can write 3.33 or you can write 3.31. Small 1 or 2 rupees difference due to rounding off. That's all. So here it is given. Working notes. Calculation of profit. Profit is equal to sales minus total cost. Right? So profit per unit. 53,000 divided by 16,000. 3.3. That's all. This is the end of problem on job costing. One more problem I want to explain in this unit of unit and output costing. Just I'll take 1 minute break to have a glass of water. After that, I'll continue, inshallah. Hello students, welcome back after having a glass of water, because continuously I'm speaking for the last 1 hour. Hope you are benefiting, you are understanding properly. That's my expectation. I'm putting my 100%. Whatever knowledge I'm having, I'm just imparting for your benefit. Be blessed with this immense knowledge on cost accounting. Now, problem number 2. Second, a work order for 500 units of a commodity has to pass through different machines, of which the machine or rate are. Work order is also one of the job. Work order is the job. And 500 units we have to make. So what are the costs incurred? And every job is passing through 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 machines are there. After the work done on 4 machines, the work get completed. The job will be finished. Following expenses have been incurred on the work order: for material 20,000, wages 15,000. Direct cost is given. Material and wages are given, right? So the following expenses have been incurred. Machine number 1 has been engaged for 200 hours. Machine 2, 300 hours. Machine 3, 240 hours. Machine 400 hours. So 4 machines. how much time is spent on each machine that is given. Now, office overhead used to be 40% of works cost. But on account of all-round rise in the cost of administration, distribution, and sales, there has been 60% rise in the office overhead expenditure. Normally, the office overhead are only 40% of works cost. But in the problem, it is given that due to the increase in administration, distribution, sales, we have to increase by 60% of that works cost. If the manufacturer wants to make a profit of 20% on selling price of the work order, find out the selling price of a unit of a commodity ready for sale. So it is not asking you to make the cost sheet. But without cost sheet, we cannot find out the selling price. We need the total cost of making 500 units. Then only we can be able to calculate cost per selling price per unit. Now, see here. Solution. Statement of showing the selling price per unit. Here it is given material 20,000. In the problem it is given first third line it is given. Here material 20,000, wages are 1,500. So material 20,000, wages 1,500, prime cost is 21,500. Then factory overhead. In factory overhead we take machine expenses. So machine expenses, how many hours are used in each machine and what is the rate? That is given in the problem. In the first line, machine 1 rupee 25 paisa per hour. Second machine 3 rupees. Third machine 4 rupees. Fourth machine 2 rupee 50 paisa per hour. Whereas how many hours are here? It is given 200, 300, 240. Same thing I have taken. Machine 1 200 hours 1.25 250. Second machine 300 hours 3 rupees. Third machine 240 4 rupees. Fourth machine 100 2.5. Simply we have calculated machine hours with machine rate. We got the machine expenses. The total of machine expenses are 2,360. These are the factory overheads. So what is the prime cost? 21,500. Factory overheads are 2,360. Add up both. You will get 23,860. That is called works cost. To works cost, we have to add office overhead. In the problem, it is given 40% of works cost is the office overhead. So I am calculating 40% of 23,860. You will get 9,544. Now one more point is given in the problem. Increase it by 60% because there is increase in administration, selling and distribution sales. That's why 60% I am adding. So 60% of 9,544 you get 5,726. Add up both, we'll get the office overhead. The total is 15,270. That is the office overhead or administration overhead. Add up 23,860 plus 15,270. You will get 39,130 cost of production. Previous problem there was some closing stock, but here we don't have any closing stock. So cost of production over. Now add 20% of sales. 20% of sales profit. Now it is asking you 20% of the selling price, but we don't have selling price. We have the cost price. So if 20% is on sales, it means 25% on cost. So what is the cost here? 39,130 is the cost. Into 25 by 100, you get 9,782. Add up both, you get 48,912. That is the selling price. Sales. Number of units produced are 500. And we need to calculate 1 per unit. So 48,912 divided by 500, 97.82. That's all. Is it difficult? I don't think so. It's very simple. Just if you practice the same problems also, similar type of problems you can write in examination. That's all. So I have completed 1, 2, 3 units I have completed. That is first unit, second unit and fourth unit I have completed. Now fifth unit, according to the complexity I am going. जो easy है उसको पहले complete करना है. Now unit number 5, contract and process costing. Right? Question number 13, A or B. Any one of the question you have to attempt, either A or B. What are the chances? One theory, one problem, 20 to 30%. But 80 to 90% chance both are problems. My suggestion to the students, always go to the problem. Try to solve the problem. If you are unable completely, then you must be prepared to write to the theory. Now, what type of theory questions will be asked from this? According to our research of the past papers and according to our expectation, the theory questions will be distinguished between contract costing and process costing. Remember, contract costing and process costing are different methods of costing. Some industries will use contract costing, just like building constructional activity, they will apply contract costing. Whereas process costing is that costing where continuous production is made on a identical basis. That means all the products are same time. The standard product is prepared continuously. There we make process costing. So how to attempt the theory question from this unit? One example I have given: distinguish between contract costing, process costing. So you make the table. Left hand side you take contract costing, right hand side process costing. One by one in this type you can write in examination. I cannot explain all in detail because there is a time constraint. We have to go other topics also apart from this. So that is the reason why I'm stressing you. I'm showing the example. For further details, you go to the material, see our publications. On the app, the previous year question papers are there, complete answers are there for theory. Apart from that, you can refer the physical book of SIA publications on cost accounting. You can get the complete theory of these topics. One question I explained, but apart from this, few more questions are also there in this contract and process costing. Be thorough, go through that one to attempt the theory question. Now, what are the problems from this unit number 5? So, two problems I am going to explain you. One problem on contract costing, one problem on process costing. Now, this is the problem. I am going to explain first on contract costing, unit number 5. A firm of building contractors began to trade on 1st April 2016. Following was the expenditure on the contract for 3 lakh. The contract price is 3 lakh. Material issued to contract 51,000, plant used for the contract 15,000, wages incurred 81,000, other expenses incurred 5,000. We are given the contract price, we are given all the expenditure on the contract. Now, cash received on account up to 31st March 2017 amounted to 1,28,000, being 80% of work certified. See here, we need work certified, but work certified is not given. It is given that we received 1,28,000, which is 80%. We don't require 80%, we want 100%. So how to find out work certified? Cash received into 100 by 80. Write down the formula there itself, you can remember. अगर प्रॉब्लम में वर्क सर्टिफाइड नहीं दिया, कैश रिसीव्ड दिया और हमको वर्क सर्टिफाइड चाहिए, तो मल्टीप्लाई 1,28,000 into 100 by 80. Right? Now, of the plant and material charged to the contract, plant which costed 3,000 and material which costed 2,500 were lost. This is called abnormal loss. Sometimes some material, some plant will be lost, stolen by some person. So that is an abnormal loss. That should not affect our contract account. So what we should do? Take it on the credit side. The contract account, what we make on the credit side, we take, right? Now, on 31st March 2017, plant which cost 2,000 was returned to store at the end of the year. One plant was returned back to stores. The cost of work done but uncertified. At the end of the year, the architect will come and certify the contract. But architect, after completion of the certification, some other work may have been done. That is called uncertified work. That uncertified work should also be taken on the credit side of contract account. And material costing 2,300 were in hand on site at the end of the year. Some material are on hand, not consumed. Charge 15% depreciation on plant and take to the profit and loss account 2/3 of the profit received. Prepare the contract account. That's all. Understanding the problem is half solved. So when I explain the problem, keep the complete concentration, focus on the contents of the problem. Now, contract account will be like this. Simple, just like a ledger account. Debit side, credit side, left hand side, right hand side. Now, Debit side will take all expenses, and credit side we take the work in progress. And work in progress consists of work certified and work uncertified. Remember, the debit side material. How much material has been issued? Here it is given material issued on the contract 51,000. I have taken 51,000 here, right? Secondly, material over, then plant used for the contract 15,000, to plant 15,000 I have taken. Wages incurred 81,000. Here I have taken wages. Other expenses incurred 5,000. So whatever expenses are given in the problem, same thing we have to take it on the debit side. Got it? Now, credit side, work in progress. First of all, some material, some plant was lost at the site. कुछ steal हो गए. So yeah, these are the abnormal losses that will go to profit and loss account. It will not come in contract account. That's why we should take it on the credit side. By profit and loss account, plant lost 3,000 and material lost 2,500. 5,500 is the loss, abnormal loss. Next is work in progress. This is very, very important. In some problem, this plant loss, material loss will not be there. But work in progress will be there compulsorily in every problem. So two items, work certified and work uncertified. So work certified, 1,60,000. It is not given in the problem. You have to find out how. Just now I told. Here the point is given amount to rupees. Cash received on account up to 31st March 2017 amounted to 1,28,000. Being 80% of work certified. Work certified कितना है नहीं मालूम, but 1,28,000 is 80% of work certified, but we need 100%. So 1,28,000 into 100 by 80, you will get 1,60,000. In this way, directly 1,60,000 is not given. Now work uncertified, here it is given work uncertified 1,000. Somewhere here it is given 1,000 rupees is work uncertified. I'll show you. Here it is given work uncertified is 3,000 on 31st March plant costing and depreciation to take profit and loss account. So here it is given uncertified work. Here, see here. Work done but uncertified was 1,000. Is it clear? So this 1,000 I have taken work uncertified, right? So 1,60,000 work certified, 1,000 uncertified, total is 1,61,000. This is called work in progress, right? Now, apart from that, by plant return to stores. In the problem it is given some plant was returned to stores at 31st March. On 31st March, plant which cost 2,000 was returned to store, right? Here 2,000 be credit side. Then plant returned to stores, less depreciation. Actually, the plant was used throughout the year. That means we have to provide depreciation at the rate of 15% depreciation. So 15% of 2,000 comes to 300. So deduct 300, 1,700 is the plant returned back to stores. Now, materials at site. In the problem, it is given at the end of the contract, some material are at site. Here, somewhere given. Uncertified work 1,000 and material closing costing 2,300 were in hand on site. So 2,300 material was at site. Plant at site. Starting in the beginning, plant sent was 15,000. See here. The two plant 15,000. Out of that 15,000, 2,000 worth of plant was returned back to stores, right? Plant 2,000 worth of plant was returned back to stores, and 3,000 worth of plant was lost. I think here it is given. Plant lost is 3,000. 3,000 का प्लांट लॉस्ट हो गया और 2,000 का प्लांट रिटर्न कर दिए. तो 3 plus 2 5,000. 15,000 minus 5,000. 15,000 minus 5,000. So here 10,000. On that 10,000, 15% is the depreciation. So 15%, 1,500. So 10,000 minus 1,500, 8,500. That's all. So we have taken all debit items, we have taken on credit items. Now, if you take the total on the credit side, it comes to 1,79,000. From 1,79,000, subtract minus 51,000, minus 15,000, minus 81, minus 5,000. The balancing figure is 27,000. This 27,000 is called notional profit. And this notional profit will be carried over here. By notional profit, see here. By notional profit, 27,000. Now, debit side. How much is transferred to profit and loss account? Here it is given. And take to the profit and loss account 2/3 of profit received. How much profit is there? 2/3. So here in working notes, it is given. Work certified. Calculation of profit transferable to bank. 2/3 of the profit is transferred to profit and loss account. The transfer of profit to profit and loss account can be calculated using the form. Notional profit into 2/3 into percentage of cash received. Notional profit is 27,000. Just now we have calculated. Here notional profit 27,000 into 2/3. 2/3 is given in the problem. 2/3 profit we have to transfer into percentage of cash receipt. In the problem it is given 80% is the cash receipt. Here it is given 80%. So into 80%. So it comes to 14,400. So out of 27,000, 14,400 should be transferred to profit and loss account. 14,400. So 27,000 notional profit. From that 14,400 we have transferred to profit and loss account. The remaining amount, balancing figure, that should be transferred to work in progress as reserve. That's all. This is the end of problem on contract account. Similar type of problems you can find in LMR and also you can find in the physical book. So my suggestion to the students, go through those problems also apart from that. Here procedure I am explaining. How to calculate work certified, how to find out work uncertified, what is to be done regarding the plant lost, material lost, plant returned to stores, notional profit. All these things I have explained. The same technique you apply on other problems also. Now, one more topic is there in this unit. Contract costing and process costing. Now I'm going to start process costing. Process costing. A particular brand of phenyl passed through 3 important processes. During the month of June 1983, 600 gross of bottles were produced. The cost books show the following information. So in a company, in a business, the production is done in 3 different processes. First of all, the work will be done in process 1. Then the output of process 1 will go to process number 2. There in process 2, again some processing will be done. Then the output of process 2 will go to process 3. The output of process 3 will not go to process 4. It is the finished goods. It will directly go to warehouse. So from process 1 to process 2, process 2 to process 3, from process 3 to finished goods. That is the procedure. Here material, in each process it is given, labor each process given, direct expenses is given 1,800, 1,200, 500. Cost of bottles only in process 2, 2,300. And cost of corks in process 3, 300. This is the information given. Now indirect expense for the period were 1,400. Remember, how to apportion the indirect expenses not given in the problem. But there is an accounting principle that indirect expenses should be apportioned among the processes in the ratio of wages, labor. What is the labor? 4,000, 2,500, 2,000. In the ratio of labor, we have to divide the indirect expenses. Now, byproduct of process 2 was sold for 200. Residue of process 3 was sold for 120. In each process, we have the expenses and also some incomes. First process, we don't have any income. So nothing will come on the credit side. But on process 2 and 3, there is income. Byproduct was sold. That's an income in process 2. Similarly, residue of process 3 is sold. That is also an income. That will be taken on the credit side of concerned process. Prepare the account in respect of each process showing its cost and cost of production of finished product per gross of bottles. So this was a recent examination, March 25 examination problem. This is also very simple, not at all difficult. The only thing you have to prepare three accounts: process one account, process two account, process three account. In each account, all expenses should be taken on debit side, and if any incomes are there, that should be taken on the credit side. And the balancing figure is the output transferred to the next process. That's it. Now, process one. The expenses in process 1 are, here it is given: direct material 8,000, labor 4,000, direct expense 1,800. Three items are given. So I have taken 8,000 material, labor 4,000, direct expense 8. But the complication is regarding indirect expenses 1,400. Here it is given indirect expense to be apportioned over 14. I told you on what basis we have to apportion? On the basis of ratio of labor. So in working notes, I will show you how we have apportioned the indirect expense. See carefully here. Calculation of indirect expense. Indirect expense are apportioned to the process accounts in the ratio of labor. Labor is given in the problem 4,000, 2,500, 2,000. So 4,000, 2,500, 2,000. If you take the ratio, two zeros are cancelled. Then 40, then 25, 20. It is divisible by 5. 5 4s are 20, 5 5s are 25, 5 8s are 40. So 8 is to 5 is to 4 is the ratio of labor. So 8 plus 5 plus 4, 17. So 8 by 17 goes to first process. 5 by 17 goes to second process. And 4 by 17 goes to third process. That's it. We have divided between process 1, 2, and 3. Sometimes it will be given in the problem that apportion this in so and so ratio. But if nothing is given, always select labor. Now, process 1. Just now I told you 659 we got in working notes. Right? Now, there is no income in process 1. No income at all. Only expenses. So total of debit side comes to 14,459. This is the value of output in process 1. So credit side by transfer to process 2, 14,459. Take the total on both the sides and take the same amount here, 14,459. Okay, finished. One process completed. This is the value of the output. The output of first process will become input of the second process. Now I am coming to process 2. In process 2, debit side, process 1 account, 14,459. This is the output of the first process and input of the second process. Now, apart from that, material, labor, direct expenses. You can see here second process. Material 5,000, 2,500, 1,200. So 5,000, here I have taken 5,000, 2,500, 1,200. Apart from that, cost of bottles is also there. There is no cost of bottle in the first process. In the second process, one more expenditure, 2,300. That also I have taken. Now, indirect expenses. Just now in the working note, I have shown you how the indirect expenses are apportioned. So here, 412. One income is also there in the second process. Byproduct of process 2 was sold for 200. So 200 rupees is the income. Take it on the credit side. By sale of byproduct, 200. Right? Over. Now balancing figure is the output of second process. Take the total of the debit side, 25,871. Same 25,871 minus 200. You will get the balancing figure, 25,671. This is the output of second process. Balancing figure. Now this will become the input of the third process. Process 3. So debit side process 2 account 25,671. 25,671. This is the input. Apart from that, material, labor, direct expense. See here, material, labor, direct expenses and cost of corks. One more new expenditure is there in unit number 3, process 3. Now here I have taken 3,000, 2,000, then 500 direct expenses. Cost of bottles is 300, and indirect expenses, this 300, cost of corks actually. Then indirect expenses are 329. In working note, I have shown you how we have apportioned. So process 3, 329. That's all. But one income is also there in the process, in process 3. The residue of process 3 was sold for 120. Residue is also one of the scrap sold, right? So here 120 by residue sales, 120. That's all. Now take the total on the debit side. It comes to 31,800. And what is the income? 120. So 31,800 minus 120, finished goods is 31,680. But this is not going to process 4 because we have only 3 processes. The output of third process will directly go to the warehouse in the form of finished goods. That's it. So calculation of cost of production per gross of bottles, 31,680. Total cost. Total cost is 31,680. And number of gross produced is 600. For 600 bottles, 31,680. Per bottle how much? Divide kar do 52.8. That's all. So I have explained each and every point on contract costing and process costing. If you are satisfied, give the like to this video, and also give the comment. That will motivate us to give better and better knowledge to you. And so far, 4 units I have completed. Already 4 units in detail I have completed. Now I am going to take up one more last unit, that is labor and overheads. This is the last and final unit. Again, 11A or B, any one of the question you have to attempt in examination. 30 to 40% chance you may get one theory, one problem. But 80 to 90% chance you may get both problems. The problems are very important from this unit also, that is overhead and labor. Right? But here, I suggest my students to always focus more on problems. If you are unable to do the problem, be perfect about the theory so that nothing should be left. You should get the marks of each and every question. You should not leave any question in the examination. That's my contention. If you get good marks, I'll be more than happy, more happy than you. Because whatever I'm delivering the lecture, I think that I have passed the examination. Students are following me. Students are understanding my lecture. That's my contention. Now, define overheads. Explain the causes of over and under absorption of overheads. Actually, overheads are the indirect expenses. 2 types of expenses are there, direct and indirect. Direct material, direct labor, direct expenses combined together is direct expenses. Whereas any expenses which is over and above prime cost, पहले डायरेक्ट मटेरियल, डायरेक्ट लेबर, डायरेक्ट एक्सपेंस, तीनों को ऐड कर लिया प्राइम कॉस्ट. प्राइम कॉस्ट के ऊपर जो भी एक्सपेंसेस आएगा, that is called overheads. If in examination they will ask you, what do you mean by overheads? So you should write down. The indirect expenses are called overheads, or any expenses which are over and above prime cost, that is called overheads. It is difficult to calculate overheads because we have to apportion the overhead between different products, different departments. Whereas the direct expenses, there is no need of any apportionment. Specifically, we are charging the expenses to the particular product or particular department. But overheads, we have to divide on some suitable basis. That is the problem. Now, the theory question may be, what do you mean by overheads and what is under absorption and over absorption of overheads? Then second, what are the different systems of payments of wages? When wages are paid, different methods the employer will apply. Like, for example, piece work basis, time work basis. And every basis will have their own advantages and also limitations. So my suggestion to the student, give more focus on theory also, particularly on this topic, because the problems will be twisting. We don't have same type of problems. Whereas in other units, you may get similar type problems, but here every problem will be a different problem. So have some concentration on problem also, but don't neglect, don't ignore the theoretical part, right? Now, these two questions we think that these are important from the past examinations, according to our experience, according to our analysis. But apart from that, a number of other theory questions may also be there in the physical book and also in the app. So go through all the theory questions. Nothing should be left unturned. Every concept you should be able to write. Now, how to write the theory question for this unit? Define ORX, explain the causes of underabsorption or overabsorption of ORX. So, first of all, meaning of ORX in 2-3 sentences. You should explain. Indirect expenses are called ORX. Any expenses which are over and above the prime cost are called ORX in 1 or 2 paragraphs. Then meaning of underabsorption and overabsorption. First, we should write the meaning of underabsorption, then we should write the causes of underabsorption in points, in bullet points. So first of all, underabsorption, when the overheads are absorbed lower than the actual overhead. Actually, overheads will be absorbed on some estimation basis. जब हम ओवरहेड्स चार्ज करते हैं तो कुछ एस्टिमेशन बेसिस के ऊपर, परसेंटेज बेसिस के ऊपर, जस्ट लाइक वर्क्स ओवरहेड इज चार्ज्ड और ऑफिस ओवरहेड इज चार्ज्ड एट 40% ऑफ वर्क्स कॉस्ट. जस्ट नाउ वी हैव सीन, तो एक अंदाजा है, जस्ट एन एस्टिमेट. 40% of works cost is office overhead. But do you think that exactly actual overhead will be 40%? No. It may be more or it may be less. Suppose if we calculate 40% of works cost, it comes to 10,000. But actual overhead, actual office overhead when we incur, it comes to 12,000. So actual overheads are 12,000, whereas absorbed overhead are 10,000. This is the case of underabsorption. It is called underabsorption. But sometimes it will happen that the absorbed amount is 12,000, but actual overhead is 10,000. It is called overabsorbed overhead. तो अगर ज्यादा चार्ज कर दिया कॉस्ट शीट में तो overabsorbed. If in the cost sheet we have taken less amount, it is called underabsorbed. अब causes क्या होते हैं? All these causes you can go through from the text, from the LMR. You can get the detail. What are the causes of over and under absorption of overheads? Now, what are the different systems of payment of wages? I told you piece wage system or time wage system. Time wage system according to time, irrespective of number of units produced. Right? According to pieces, wages will be paid according to number of units produced, irrespective of time. These are the two methods. And you should write in examination 1, 2, 3 paragraph, 2, 3 sentences regarding piece wage system and time wage system. Then it is asking you to write the merits. One more method is also the incentive wage plan. Sometimes the employees are paid over and above wages, some incentive in the form of bonus. So in order to recognize the efficiency of the workers, some extra amount will be paid as bonus. That is called incentive plan, right? And every plan will have their own advantages, merits and demerits. So all these things are already given in the textbook. I'm not elaborating because time constraint is there. Still we have to do the problems on overheads and labor. That's why I'm not going into detail. Just be thorough about the theory. Problems topic. Machine hour rate, piece rate system, overhead analysis. So first of all, machine hour rate. This is the problem on overheads. Because machine is used. When machine is used, expenditure will be incurred on the machine. So how much expenditure that is incurred on a machine per hour? Per hour, how much is the expenses on the machine? What are the expenses of the machine? Machine consumes energy, power. Machine's depreciation is there. To control the machine, we have an operator. The rent, that means the space occupied by the machine, rental charges are there, insurance, some lubricants are there. All these are the expenses incurred on the machine. So we have to calculate what is the per hour expenditure on machine. That is called machine hour rate. So this will come under overheads. Now, what problem I am going to explain on this? From the given particulars, calculate machine hour rate for machine number 10. Cost of machine 90,000, estimated life 10 years of 1800 hours each. In every year, 1800 hours machine is working and 10 years is the life. So throughout the life, it will have 18,000 hours. The life of the machine in hours, 18,000. Scrap value 9,000. At the end of 10 years, we can sell away the machine and get some scrap value 9,000. Estimated repairs for life 18,000. पूरा 10 years की life पे उसका repair expenditure 18,000 rupees. Then power consumed per hour 12 units at 20 paise per unit. Per unit 20 paise. And 12 hours. 12 units, sorry. 12 units. So multiply 12 units into 20 paisa, it comes to 2 rupee 40 paisa. 240. 12 into 20 will be 240. 240 paisa means 2 rupee 40 paisa per unit. Insurance 40 rupees per month. Lighting, number of units 12 of which 3 are for the machine, 120 per month. Cotton, waste, oil, etc. 40 per month. The machine is lodged in a department whose monthly rent is 1,000. The machine occupies 1/4 space. One foreman and an attendant are employed on a salary of 2,400 per month respectively. And their work is confined not only to this machine, but also one more similar type. That means the machine, two machines are there. For looking after these two machines, there is one foreman and one attendant. They are paid the salary. Right? These are the contents. So what is given in the problem? All the expenses incurred in running the machine. And we are required to calculate machine hour rate. So how to write the answer? I'm going to explain. And this was the examination question June 2024 asked. Solution. Now see here. Machine hour rate. Two columns at the extreme right hand side. One column is regarding amount per annum. And the second column is rate per hour. So two types. We divide all expenses into two types. Standing charges. See carefully here. Standing charges and variable charges. All expenses we divide into two categories. Standing का मतलब fixed. Whether machine is working or machine is not working, the expenses are incurred. That is called standing charges. Variable charges are those charges which will be incurred when the machine is running. If machine is stopped, no charges. That is called variable charges. So we have to identify. In the problem, it will not be given which are standing, which are variable. We have to identify. Now, standing charges. Rent and rates, lighting, insurance, cotton waste oil, salaries. Total standing charges. So whatever the expenses we are given, we have to identify rent and rates. Machine chalo ya nahi chalo. Rent has to be paid. Lighting charges, whether machine is working or not, lighting charges will be there. Insurance, cotton waste, salaries. These 5 expenses are fixed charges or standing charges. Now, variable charges are depreciation. Depreciation, if it depends on the year, it will be taken as fixed. If hours is given, if the life of the machine is given in hours, then we have to treat it as a variable. In our problem, it is given 10 years of 1800 hours. That means the machine life is given in hours. That's why we have taken variable depreciation. Power. Power will be used only when the machine is running. If the machine is stopped, no power. Similarly, repair and maintenance. That will also be required whenever machine is running. Right? So 3 expenses are variable. Which are the 3? Depreciation, power and repairs. Remaining expenses are fixed. The most complicated part is working notes. Each and every item we have to calculate per annum, amount per annum. Remember, for fixed or standing charges, we need per annum. For variable expenses, we need per hour. We don't require per hour. We don't require per annum. We require per hour. तो फिक्स्ड के लिए पर एनम और वेरिएबल के लिए डायरेक्टली पर आवर. This is a point to be noted. Now, the most important thing in this type of problem is working note. Very important. If you understand the working note, easily you can find the machine rate. The first expense is rent. So here, rent and rates working note number 1. How to find out the rent per annum? Now here I am showing. Total rent 1000 per month. In the problem it is given. Machine, cost of the machine estimated like, here it is given rent. Rent is insurance, lighting, rent and rates. The machine is given here. I'll show it in the main problem. The rent. The machine is lodged in a department whose monthly rent is 1000. See here. Monthly rent is 1000. But we don't require monthly. We require per annum. We require per annum. So monthly 1000. So per annum 12,000. In the whole department, this is not the only machine. One more machine is also there. So we will take machine occupies 1/4 of the space and 2 machines in the department. हम जो मालूम कर रहे हैं एक ही मशीन का मालूम कर रहे हैं. तो 1/4 of 12,000, 3,000. 1/4 of 12,000 is 3,000. But this 3,000 rent for 2 machines. We need 1 machine. So 3,000 ka half, 1,500. So you can see here, 1,500 is the rent and rates per annum for this machine. So I'm taking 1,500 here. Here I have taken 1,500. Is that right? Hope it is clear. Now, after that, lighting. Working note number 2. Lighting also we require per annum. So I am showing in working number 2 lighting. Total lighting cost 120 per month. In the problem it is given here 120 per month. But we don't require per month. We need per annum. So 120 into 12 is 1,440 per annum. Right? So machine uses 3 out of 12 points. ये जो 1,440 per annum है, ये पूरे 12 lighting के लिए, but the machine takes only 3 lights. So we want the lighting charges only for 3 lights. So 3 by 12. 1,440 into 3 by 12, you get 360. That's all. 360 rupees per annum is the lighting charges. For how many lights? 3 lights. So here I have taken 360. See here. 2 items I have explained. Third item is insurance. I am coming to insurance. Working note number 3, insurance. It is given in the problem, insurance is 40 rupees per month. Here you can see insurance 40 rupees per month into 12, 480. 480 rupees is the insurance. Insurance will not be taken combined. It will be taken separately for each machine. So this 480 rupees is specifically for this machine only. So we will take 480 here. This is the 480. Now cotton waste, oil, etc. Cotton waste, oil, etc. 40 rupees per month. It is given there. 40 rupees per month into 12. 480 per annum. So 480 is the cotton waste. So here I have taken 480 rupees cotton waste. Next is salary. Last fixed standing charges are regarding salaries. Working note number 5. Here working note number 5, salary. Salary we are paying to foreman and also attendant. The foreman's salary is 2,000 per month given in the problem. Here salary 2,000 per month. So 2,000 into 12, 24,000 per annum. Attendant salary 400 per month. Here it is given. 400 into 12, 4,800. Total salary 24,000 plus 4,800, 28,800. But these 2 people, attendant and foreman, They are not working exclusively on this machine only. They are looking after another machine also. That means for two machines, this amount, 14,400. For one machine, how much? So 14,000, 28,800 divided by 2, we get 14,400 per annum. This is the salary of attendant and foreman combined, both salaries on this machine. So 14,400. Here you can see 14,400. I have explained each and every point on this. The total standing charges 17,220. We need standing charges per hour. Now I am coming down to working note number 6. Standing charges per hour. टोटल स्टैंडिंग चार्जेस डिवाइडेड बाय मशीन आवर्स. एक साल में कितने घंटे मशीन चल रहा है? 1800 आवर्स. दैट इज गिवन इन द प्रॉब्लम. So total expenditure 17,220 divided by 1800, 9.57. That is the standing charge per hour. 9.57. See here. 9.57. So half of the problem completed. Now variable. Variable charges are depreciation. 7th working note. How to calculate depreciation? Cost of the machine 90,000 given in the first line. Scrap value 9,000. Depreciation is equal to 90,000 minus 9. Already you might be knowing that straight line method. The depreciation is cost minus scrap divided by estimated life in hours. Estimated life in hours. The cost is 90,000, scrap value 9,000. Divided by 18,000 hours. In 1 year, 1800. 10 years are there. 1800 into 10, 18,000. So 81,000 divided by 18,000, 4.5. That is a depreciation per hour. Here I have taken 4.5 depreciation. Next is power. Working note number 8. Here, power. Power consumption 12 units per hour at 20 paisa. 20 paisa means 0.20 rupee. Right? So multiply 12 into 0.20. 2 rupee 40 paisa. 2 rupee 40 paisa is the power expenses. So I have taken here power expenses 2.40. Last and final item repairs and maintenance, working note number 9. So I am coming to working note number 9. Last and final. Repair and maintenance. In the problem it is given repair and maintenance are 18,000 for the life. And in the life, how many hours are there? 18,000 hours. So 18,000 by 18,000, 1 rupee per hour. 1 rupee per hour is the repair. So I have taken here 1 rupee. Where is that? Here, 1 rupee. Now, 9.57 is the standing charges per hour. And the variable charges are depreciation 4.5, power 2.40, repair 1. Total is 17.47. That is called machine hour rate. That's all. Hope you understood each and every point I have explained. If you have watched with full concentration, I hope that you will get the comment on this topic of machine hour rate. So apart from this, go through the other problems also in the CR publications material. You can get complete confidence on the subject on different topics. I cannot explain more in detail, more problems because there is a time constraint. After watching, after listening this online live class, then definitely you can easily follow the material. Overhead analysis. Last and final problem. Last and final problem is on overheads. In overheads also sometimes one problem will be given, sometimes one theory. So a factory has 2 production departments, 2 service departments. The following figures have been extracted from the books of the respective department. The company, 2 production department and 2 service department. Now overheads have to be apportioned between these 2 departments. So here production A and B are the production department, C and D are the service department. Information is given area square meters. 1500, 1100 is the area in square meters. Service department 900, 500. Number of employees 40, 30, 20, 10. Then total wages are 8,000, 6,000, 3,000, 3,000. Value of plant is given. Then value of stock is given. But stock is there only in the production department. There is no stock in service department. Lighting units are 5,000, 3,000. This is the information given. And this information we have to use in order to apportion the overheads. The following figures of actual cost were taken from the financial books. Supervision. Total supervision is given 3,000 and we have to divide this supervision among all the departments A, B, C, D. How to apportion? I will explain you. Some suitable basis we have to use. In the problem it will not specify how we have to apportion. By our experience, by our knowledge, by the principles of accounting, we apportion. That I'll explain. Repairs to plant and machinery 1200, light 1000, employers contribution to ESI 200, rent 600, depreciation of plant 2000, insurance stock 800, power 1000, canteen expenses 100. Apportion the above cost to various departments on the most equitable basis and draw an overhead analysis sheet. That means systematically we have to make an overhead analysis sheet. In that sheet, we have to apportion all these expenses on the most equitable basis. तो कौन से expense को कौन सा basis use करेंगे that we must know. That for that purpose we are given here the information. Information regarding area, number of employees, wages, value of plant, value of stock, lighting points. By using this basis, we apportion, we divide. That's it. This is the problem. Now, the answer will be like this. So, two broad columns at the extreme right hand side. That is production department AB and service department CD. And total column. Then here basis of apportionment, how we are apportioning. And here items. The items are supervision, repairs to plant, light, employers' contribution, rent, depreciation, insurance, power, canteen expense. These are the things which are given in the problem. All the expenses we have taken. Items of expenses. Now, basis of apportionment. That is not given in the problem. Basis of apportionment. So here supervision first. The total supervision 3,000 given in the problem. You can see here supervision 3,000, right? Total 3. Now how to divide among the four departments? In working note number 1, we are going to show. So one point you remember, supervision should be divided in the ratio of wages. In the ratio of wages. That you must know. That is not given in the problem. So here wages. How much are the wages here? Total wages are 8,000, 6,000, 3,000, 3,000. If we remove 3 zeros, 8 is to 6 is to 3 is to 3. 8 is to 6 is to 3 is to 3. That is the ratio of wages. So if you add up 8 plus 6 plus 3 plus 3, it will be 20. 20, right? 6 plus 6, 12, 12 plus 8, 20. So 8 by 20 will go to A department, 6 by 20 to B department, 3 by 20 to C, and 3 by 20 to D. Total expense are 3,000. So if we divide in this ratio, 1200, 900, 450, 450. Here you have taken 1200, 900, 450, 450. That's all. Like this, we have to apportion, right? Now, second, repairs to plant and machinery, 1200 rupees is the amount given. You can see here, repair to plant and machinery, 1200. Now, repairs to plant and machinery, which item we can make use? Remember, there is relationship between repair and plant and machinery to value of plant and machinery. So, what is the value of plant and machinery? Value of plant 16,000, 12,000, 8,000, 4,000. So, if we remove 3 zeros, 16 is to 12 is to 8 is to 4. Or 4 is divisible. 4 1s are 4, 4 2s are 8, 4 3s are 12, 4 4s are 16. 4 is to 3 is to 2 is to 1. So depreciation, repairs. Repairs to plant and machinery. Repairs to plant and machinery is calculated based on the value of the assets 16, 12, 8, 4, or 4 is to 3 is to 2 is to 1. If you add up 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1, 10. So 4 by 10 of 1200 A, 3 by 10 of 1200 B, 2 by 10 C, 1 by 10 D. So it comes to 480, 360, 240, 120. These are the items of repairs. Repairs to plant and machinery 480, 360, 240, 120. That's all. 2 items I have apportioned. Third item is light. Actually, how much is the light expenses? Here it is given 1000. Lighting should be apportioned on what basis? It will not be specified. Number of light points, lighting points are given. So lighting expenses are apportioned on the basis of the light points. So here 5,000, 3,000, 1,500, 500. So 2 zeros we cancel. So 5, 15, 30 and 50. 50 is to 30 is to 15 is to 5. It is divisible by 5. So 5 ones are 5, 5 threes are 15, 5 fours are 20, 5 6 are 30, 5 tens are 50. So ratio in light points. And coming down to light. Light is calculated based on the lighting points 5,000, 30, 3,000, 1,500. So 10 is to 6 is to 3 is to 1. If you add up 10 plus 6 plus 3 plus 1, 20. So 10 by 20 goes to A, 6 by 20 goes to B, 3 by 20 goes to C, 1 by 20 goes to D. The expenses of lighting are 500, 300, 150 and 50. You can see. Here, lighting. 500, 300, 150, 50. We have apportioned lighting. 3 expenses we apportioned. Employer's contribution to ESI is 200. Employer's contribution to ESI 200. Now, on what basis we are going to apportion this 200? It is based on number of employees. Because it is employees' contribution. Employer's contribution to ESI. So, employer's contribution to ESI is calculated based on the wages, not number of employees. Based on the wages. The wages are 8, 6, 3, 3. 8 plus 6 plus 3 plus 3, 20. So 8 by 20, 6 by 20, 3 by 20, 3 by 20. So 80, 60, 30, 30. These are the employer's contribution. 80, 60, 30, 30. Rent. Rent should be apportioned on the basis of area. This we should specify here in examination. One column you should make. In that column you should write on what basis you are apportioning. Right? So rent is on the basis of area. How much is the area? First item, area. 15 is to 11 is to 9 is to 5. Right? In that ratio. All these things you have to write in working note. Rent. Rent is calculated on the basis of area. 15 is to 11 is to 9 is to 5. If you make the total 40. So 15 by 40, 11 by 40, 9 by 40, 5 by 40. 300, 220, 180. Here, you can see now. Rent, 300, 220, 180, 100. Rent over. Now, depreciation of plant. Remember, depreciation is directly related to the value of the plant. So, in the ratio of value of plant, we are apportioning depreciation. In the problem, depreciation 2000 is given. And value of plant is, the ratio of value of plant is 16, 12, 8, 4. 16, 12, 8, 4. Depreciation of plant. 16, 12, 8, 4. 4 ones are 4, 4 twos are 8, 4 threes are 12, 4 fours are 16. 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1, 10. So 4 by 10, 3 by 10, 2 by 10, 1 by 10. These are the depreciation apportioned between different plants. So here you can see depreciation of the plant 8642. Now insurance. Insurance is based on value of stock because insurance is on stock. Insurance is on stock. The value of stock is given in the problem here. 25 is to 15 or 5 is to 3. It is 5 is to 3. So insurance 5 is to 3. So 5 by 8, 3 by 8, 500, 300. That is the insurance, right? Here I have taken insurance. Only in production department, not in the service department. We don't have any stock in the service department. Now, power, value of plant. Power will be consumed by the plant. So, the value of plant, in that ratio we divide 1000, that is power expenses. Then next one is canteen expenses. Canteen expenses are given in the problem 100. Who will take the benefit from canteen? Employees. So in the ratio of employees, we are dividing the canteen expenses. So employees are 40, 30, 20, 10, 4, 3, 2, 1. So in the ratio of 4:3:1, we are dividing. So here you can see insurance, power, canteen. 4, 3, 2, 1. So it comes to 10. 4/10, 3/10, 2/10, 1. 40, 30, 20, 10. These are the expenses canteen apportioned department. That's all. Canteen expense of 40, 30, 20, 10. That's all. Done it. We have taken all the overheads and we have shown how it is apportioned among different departments. Simply take the total. A department total 4,300, B 3,070, C 1,670, D 1,060. And take the total of this total also and then verify the total vertically and horizontally. You should get the same amount here. Then only you are absolutely correct. Your calculations are correct. So this is the end of the problem overheads. So I have explained all the points, all the important problems, theory questions on in this live class. Hope I have done my best. I will give some time for your doubts. So just 1 minute I am taking to have a glass of water. Then I'll clarify all your doubts. Give the comment regarding your doubts. Then I can be able to explain it. Okay. So hello students. Just now I have seen all the doubts, but most of the doubts are already I have explained. Not much doubts I got. Students are satisfied regarding this revision class, and I wish you all the best for your tomorrow's exam. So the next semester we will meet again in our live class on the next subject. Regarding some of the doubts are regarding overheads they are asking, and sir say fast, one of the students is, and other all thank yous are there. And what about labor? Regarding can you tell to calculate profit percentage is given on selling price in the cost sheet? Very good. If profit is given as a percentage on selling price, and selling price we don't have, so what we'll do, let the selling price be 100. Suppose on a piece of paper write down selling price is 100. Profit is 20% on selling price, so profit will be 20. So selling price minus profit is the cost. So 100 rupees selling price, 20 rupees is the profit. Then cost will become 80. We got an equation. Whereas our actual cost is given in the cost sheet. Actual cost is given in the cost sheet. When cost is so and so, how much is the profit? How much is the profit? Let the cost be, let it be 50,000. So we already got the equation. Selling price 100, profit is 20, cost is 80. When the cost is 80,000, how much is the profit? So 50,000 into 80 say 50,000 divided by 80 into 20. 50,000 divided by 80 into 20. You will get the profit. In this way, you can calculate the profit. Sir, can you explain closing stock in unit 4? Watch this video again in the LMR channel. It will be there. You can watch again, and I have explained you in detail regarding how to calculate the value of closing stock. Because time is very short, that's why I cannot be able to deal in detail. Only short explanation I have given regarding. And one more thing, for all these problems and theory, download SCR LMR application. Everything is available. All these things are already available in SIA LMR application. All the best for your tomorrow's exam. Best of luck on behalf of SIA Publications.